we should, at a very high level, be aware of the degree of manipulation that is happening in social media. Remember the Cambridge Analytica scandal? Look that up. All those lawsuits about all the Russian bots, and they literally testing and figuring out what phrases get people riled up, what wording, what ideas make people fragmented as a culture. We had a foreign country putting billions of dollars of research and labor to infiltrate our social media and figure out what needs to be said to make us second guess each other. And that's why we end up having massive cultural divides over masks during a pandemic or anything. And if we're not aware that that is happening, and that just because your friend says it, it doesn't mean like you can get tainted all along the line. You can see a headline here, and the headline says people are saying blank, blank, blank. Well, the people that are saying could be planted information that's a bot farm. And then you hear it, you go, oh, lots of people are saying this. Oh, lots of it. And then suddenly you have a conclusion. And if you are riled up in a conclusion about the people that believe the other thing to mean fucking idiots and savages and Nazis or whatever, then there's a good chance that somewhere in that path of information that you received, there's someone who's trying to push buttons. And I think you gotta bring that awareness into anything right now. Even what I'm saying in this moment. You just gotta go, why is he saying this? And who is potentially influencing him? And it doesn't mean you conclude that that there's a conspiracy in everything at all times. It means that most of the time we're unknowingly receiving information that is tainted. Even if it's not as insidious as Russians, what if it's just still the news that is so motivated to anger us and get us riled up? Like who went to Burning Man? And who came back from Burning Man and had people come up to them and go, "Are you okay? We heard that you guys are stranded and that there was Ebola and that you guys the news took a scenario that was not a big deal. The people who were actually involved were, for the most part, having a great time. Some people missed their flights and missed some work. There were parents that wanted to get back to their families and were pained and suffering because they had to figure out other arrangements for babysitters that had to leave, that kind of thing. Sure. But the international news treated it like a humanitarian crisis. So here's an example where I myself and many people I know were living witnesses of this experience in this event. And it, in the terms of the drama of it, it was a 2 in terms of global struggles. The news painted it as an 8. So how often are we reacting to information as believing it's an 8 or a 9 or a 10 and it's a 2? Or the news takes something that is an 8 and they add perspectives or language around it that turns it into a 10 plus. We need to not lose faith in everything, not abandon our convictions, not abandon our beliefs, but soften our beliefs and soften our compassion for what everyone is believing, knowing that we are all fighting to understand reality in a world that is not being very forthright with what that is. So, good luck, and absolutely question everything I've just said.